$308 billion in capitalization. So if you took the price of their stock times their outstanding number of stock shares, that's what it would equal. Relative to Walmart has about 200 billion. So Apple is about 2.5 times more valuable than Walmart is. Isn't that unbelievable? No. How do you grow that thing? Really, distribution. How do you get your products to clients? Example, you probably own multiple Apple products. Maybe an iPad, an iPod, an iPhone, one of their little holders. You know, you've ordered music off of their iTunes, you've ordered movies off of their iMovies, whatever it's called. And so more people want your products, grows the value of your stock, times the number of outstanding stock shares, grows your market cap. That's a little technical, but I just generally know small cap, mid cap, large cap. Now, do you think you ought to own all of them? Yes. Every client ought to own some small caps, some mid caps, some large caps. Depending on your risk profile, we'll know how much of that. So if you're aggressive, we'll have more small caps and mid caps and less large caps. If you're not as aggressive, we'll have less small caps, less mid caps, and more large caps. We'll do that when we do your risk profile questionnaire. Now, let's move on to growth versus value. Growth versus value stock. You hear this a lot. The growth stock and value stock, and if you read it online, it's very confusing, but I'm just going to give you a basic general understanding of what is a growth stock and what is a value stock, okay? A growth stock is normally bought at a premium price, meaning expensive. That's what the word premium is, okay? And it's normally bought because they believe that stock, that company, will grow quicker than other companies in its industry. It's normally bought on their growth potential, not their track record. Therefore, it's a little bit riskier than a value stock. So let me give you an example. When Google came, to the market, they came out in the year 2004, and the price was that much per share. Okay, which at the time looked a little high, because what does really Google own? They don't own anything. They don't have inventory. They don't have equipment. They don't have a product other than they are an internet search engine, and to spend $80+ on their stock on the potential of what could happen was a little bit risky. But if you invested in it, in the year 2011, it hit $670 a share. And it has a one-year target right now of about $700. This is not a proposal that you go out and invest in Google stock, because you would need a lot of money to own one stupid share. You with me? And the growth rate looks like a lot, but it's really not. Anyone have a calculator? Can you calculate this rate? What is it? 10% would be, no, it is 10%.
8%. Oh, excuse me.
No, it's less than that. Anybody know how to calculate it? I haven't brought a damn calculator. Anybody have a calculator? I can work it out.
What is it?
Probably about 5%.
1.9. No, it's 1.9.
Well, look,
10 would be $67.
10% would be that, and 5% would be roughly that. So yeah, it's about that much. So it's probably not a growth stock anymore. You with me? But it was once a growth stock. Now a value stock, let's just use an example. BP oil. BP oil was trading at 39. Then when the economy was bad, it dropped down to 61, 64, which isn't that bad of a drop. But then they had the oil spill. When the oil spill came, it dropped down to 27.02. That is a 56% drop. These are where value managers drool at the mouth. They go and do all the research. What is this company? Who runs this company? What's their track record? What's their product? Is it needed? Is it luxury? Oil. It's needed. Who runs the company? Who's run it for a long time? He has a great track record. How's their outlets? Distribution is great. How long do we believe it will take them to clean it up? X amount of time. Is it a good value to invest in it? Sure, let's own it. Not every stock that goes down is a value stock, folks. Got news for you. Bank of America is trading at $8. It was way up there. Our old stock, Citigroup, garbage. Others went out of business. So it's not, oh, this is down, that's a good value. No. That's just where they start looking. Okay, let's really do all the research. Well, less than a year later, it is up now to this much. That is up 76% in less than a year. You, Mr. Client, don't want to be doing it. But we're able to invest your money where they can handle all these different investments. So you ought to own small cap, mid cap, and large cap. You ought to own growth, and you ought to own value. And based on your risk tolerance, we will create a whole portfolio for you that will include small cap, mid cap, large cap, growth, value, customized towards your risk tolerance, so you can sleep. And again, folks, that's why we created these things. They don't know you have this in your briefcase, right? This is your equalizer. This makes you look like a pro. When you walk in there, well, based on your risk tolerance, this is what I want to do. And this will give you your small cap, mid cap, large cap, your growth, your value, the exact portions of what you need it in, blah, 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 blah. There you go. Here's my money. Honest, trust me. I mean, you can ask the RVP. Art, when you use this, is it like a lay down clothes?
They love it.
They love it. They eat this up. Because you can say the reason people got killed in the stock market is they were not properly allocated. Which is true. If clients were properly allocated in their risk tolerance with customized portfolio for their risk needs, they would be okay today. But they weren't, because nobody ever did this with you, right or wrong. And they normally say, I learn more with you in 20 minutes, a half hour, than I've learned in my whole life related to investments. Any questions on that?
Omar, quick question. Granted, the many managers, they do their research on the company and they determine, okay, well, we'll see who's making the money, who's making the decisions, and who's making the money. But doesn't the demand drive the price up on the stock?
Yeah.
Don't the money managers drive the demand on the stock?
Yeah. But what's your question? You're telling me a statement. You're not asking me a question.
So what differentiates between the value stock that becomes the loser and the value stock that eventually becomes the winner?
What it does over the long term and what their business looks like. I mean, that's what they analyze. It isn't just them driving up the price. I mean, temporarily maybe, but not long. Like, they're not owning that stock a year and then unloading it. They're probably going to own it a while. mean, they have a target price when they